The guy started leading up 2015.
Q Card is coming too close to call.
No, Q Card was an exceptional horse. Never forget it.
King George the sixth chase, a win for number 3, Q Card.
They're those sort of mantelpiece races you want to be winning and you want to be competitive in.
To win those type of races, you've got to be on your very best form.
It's not an easy race to ride in, you know, you've got to be really positive to get your position.
Winter has fallen on Ven Farm. Joe is seeking the benefits of a cold snap.
It's a freeze up, I quite like it. We haven't had a freeze up for like a week, for a long time. Well, hopefully we'll be able to get a bit of racing, but it doesn't do any harm, you know. I like it to be fresh for a week. It's brilliant for the horses. And the gallops and that can all be kept going easily, so I think that's beautiful this time of year. Yeah, well, we're 2 weeks before Christmas, so busy little spell coming up. It's pressing on my mind. I need to know exactly what I'm going to run over Christmas and New Year. Christmas Day being on a Sunday works really well because it's like a normal week, so everybody will come in Christmas morning, get done what we need to do, the runners for like the next 2 or 3 days, have a glass of port and a mince pie, and then they all go their own way and we sort the rest out. Every horse can be ridden right the way up through, and then it'll just be runners, Boxing Day, Welsh National.
It's all hands on deck during the festive period, and Joe relies heavily on his loyal staff, such as Hamir.
I've been here 15 years now. I come before Newmarket, and flat racing I don't like it, and that's why I come in jump racing. Yeah. First time I see him jump racing. I'm looking for where's the gate. Suddenly this thing come off, and my friend said, that's jump racing. Then I want to more learn and learn and learn. That's why I love it, jump racing. Yeah. My job, ride out and then look after horses. I feed morning also. I start at 5 o'clock every morning. Every summer I go home. I have to go 3-4 months because I have 2 kids. They start their school. They don't want to come up. I asked my wife, and she said no. Whenever I asked, she said, you come back, I don't want to go there. I'm just like an Englishman now, anyway.
A horse close to Hamir's heart is Ven Farm's most decorated athlete, retired racehorse, Q Card.
The guy started leading up 2015. I love this horse.
Number 3 is Q Card, ridden by Paddy Brennan for trainer Colin Tizard. It is Vator trying to repel Q Card. Q Card is coming hard. Here comes the line, too close to call.
I love him. That is my best day. I have a good time with him. Yeah, very good time.
And the winner of a dramatic feature race of the afternoon, the William Hill King George VI chase, a win for number 3, Q Card.
They're those sort of mantelpiece races you want to be winning and you want to be competitive in. And for us to win our first King George, it was a huge day in Q Card's career.
Final preparations are being made to the string of runners. Joe's aiming to deliver his owners a Christmas gift.
A big team to go to Kempton and to Chepstow. Eldorado Allen, the King George, the big breakaway in the Welsh National. And then plenty of novice hurdlers, Oscars Elite and a novice chase. I've probably got about 8 or 9 entered at Wincanton Boxing Day. But yeah, plenty to run. We'll give them a couple of nice pipe openers this week and then they'll be ready.
Owners enjoy visiting Ven Farm and watching their horses on the gallops. Today, unbeknownst to him, Colin has to help out with a bit of that workload.
He's in charge. He doesn't know he's got to deal with 30 people for the next 3 hours. Ask him 1,000 questions. I don't know which one it is.
I'm not quite sure. I'm just wasting time having me here. What's Champs Hill in red or yellow?
Yellow hat.
Oh, there you are, John.
Christmas is approaching, a time of year of celebration for many. But for Joe and his family, it's also a time of great reflection.
Kim was a huge part of growing the yard. You know, that's when Dad was getting his permit. But she was always at home in the background. She did it every Sunday on her own. We wouldn't be where we were if it wasn't for Kim's input in this business, as simple as that. She was, like, not very well. And then they removed the cyst and they thought it was all fine, and it turned out it was cancerous, and the cyst just spread through her body and killed her within a month. It's real fast. Tragic. Lose your sister, it's not easy, but I was probably in the last sort of 4 or 5 years of her life, Kim and I were closer than ever. I'd finished riding and we're back here and working together, and you know, I think it would be me and Kim training now if she was still around. Christmas and things like that, family days, is when it sort of hits home a little bit, but we'll talk about her and we'll just sort of toast her, but it's always, especially for Mum, you know, she'll get a bit upset at some point, but, you know, we still enjoy it and stick together.
It's just a few days before the races. Long-standing owner John Romans is visiting to have one final look at his horses before their rigorous and challenging test.
Morning, you all right? Yeah, very well, thank you.
You know, he trusts me to do the best that we can for the horses, and, you know, if I say I want to go to somewhere, John will go along with it, so it's good.
Amarillo Sky wins for Joe Tizard and Brendan Powell.
We've had a lot of success over the years, but with that many horses, we get disappointment. He takes it on the chin. It's not easy. If you're in this game, that's what you have to understand, and you have to really enjoy the good days, because, you know, there are disappointments.
Well, you've got to have trust, haven't you, really? I mean, I'm still working quite hard in business, so I'm not here as much as I'd like to be, so you've got to have the trust, really. He will tell you the truth. It sometimes can be a kick in the teeth, but that's racing, isn't it?
John owns many horses trained at Ven Farm and has gradually built a strong string over the years.
Must be a good 15 years ago. Funny enough, I was in the syndicate and got chatting to Colin, and he said, you ought to have your own horse, really. So it went on from there.
Saw how much money John had and thought we'd have a bit of that. Does as he's told. It's very important that owners do as they're told. Here are, John. They're coming up, John. John. Amarillo Sky and Slate House, then Elixir to Nuts and Oscar's Elite, non-stop. Next time, Oscar's Elite will beat that grey horse. The next time up, especially if I don't put them together, that's a strong piece of work.
As the final prep work is completed for the festive runners, the team starts to focus on the races, but something unexpected happens that impacts heavily on the hearts of everyone at the yard.
And some sad news in the world of horse racing this morning. Q-Card, the multiple Grade 1 winner for Colin Tizard, has died at the age of 16. The popular chaser won 9 Grade 1s in a glittering career, taking prize money of well over £1 million.
He was walking along and Hamir was riding him and he had a heart attack, poor boy. There's so many well wishes and that about him as well. He's got a huge following, so it was sad. It's been huge in our yard, you know, paid for a lot of the improvements we've done over the years, put us on the map.
You never go a horse like a Q-Card again. I'm lucky enough to go that horse.
No, Q-Card was an exceptional horse.
Q-Card, down to the last, hold your breath. He's over, and they're miles clear at 7th Grade 1 for Q-Card.
Changes from a point-to-point yard to a little training yard into where we are now. never forget it.
Tremendous style.
In the history of racing, there's not been many horses that have done what Q-Car's done.
He went from being a real happy horse and he didn't suffer, and you know, he'll be long remembered around here.
It's Boxing Day at Kempton. Joe is preparing for the feature race of the day, the King George. He speaks to jockey Brendan about their tactics for the race.
Why don't you sit third in that pocket down the paint? Yeah, and ride him to finish his race and nick as much as we can.
This year, Joe's hope of winning the King George comes in the form of Eldorado Allen.
He's an outsider and he'd have to put up a serious lifetime best to win it. He's pretty good at the moment, this boy is. Might not be good enough, but he's pretty good.
Eldorado Allen has previously shown good form against this year's contenders.
But Eldorado Allen has made most here with Brendan Powell to win the Betfair Denman.
He beat Hitman in the handicap in the Holden Gold Cup last year. He's got form with the horses.
Here comes Eldorado Allen again, and Eldorado Allen pulls it out of the fire.
You get a bit biased, but if I don't, I shouldn't be doing it. If you don't sort of make a case for your own horse, it's a bad job. He will run his race, and that gives him a great each-way chance. Everybody wants to get their position, so there's a lot of hustle and bustle at the start. It's not an easy race to ride in, you know. You've got to be really positive to get your position.
And when I'm watching the race, I watch it on my own. Until the result, I'm very nervous on these big tracks. It's quite nerve-wracking sometimes.
And they're off for the Grade 1 Ladbrokes King George, and they race over 3 miles and 18 fences, and it's Frodon who will have the lead. Frodon over the open ditch to Ahoy Senor on the inside.
Fuck me, he stood off with that.
A slight mistake by the grey Eldorado Allen into the on the turn, which takes them towards the back straight, and Frodon has the lead. Next is Hitman with Eldorado Allen, the grey, up against the inside rail as they make the turn inside the final 2 miles of the Ladbrokes King George. In 5th is Brave Man's Game, followed by Eldorado Allen, who's on the inside of Hitman, and then Miller's Bank, and then Envoy Allen, who's last of the 9. And so through the starting point and through halfway, Eldorado Allen and Hitman, followed by Miller's Bank, and still waiting with the back of the field. They go into the back straight.
Eldorado Allen begins to labour midway through the race.
You all know who's your fucking ground now, but...
It's Eldorado Allen and the back marker Envoy Allen as they go now over the first one, taken down the back straight.
I can even stay there, well, they are getting that, but he might stay on from there.
Long Presse slightly out, Ahoy Senor in 4th, Royal Pig Eye is driven in 5th, 3 lengths away. Eldorado Allen is now in 6th, then Hitman in 7th, as the field for Ladbrokes King George make the turn for home.
No, it's Harry and Charlie Deutsch. Hobden wins.
On the near side, Brave Man's Game. They've now gone 8 lengths clear of the rest. A private duel between Brave Man's Game and Long Presse. And Brave Man's Game begins to win the duel as he jumps the 18th final pace. Down in 2nd is Long Presse, who bloodless no seated his rider. And it is Brave Man's Game. It chronicles a record. 13th win in the King George. Royal Pig Eye was 2nd. Frodon was 3rd. And in 4th was Eldorado Allen.
It's mixed emotions for Joe. Eldorado Allen finishes 4th, giving owner John Romans a positive result, outrunning his odds.
Oh boy.
But for Joe, it's the winners that count. There is one last chance for Boxing Day success, though, in the last race of the day, with an underdog named Borbali at 40-1.
Last one coming in now, and they're off for the Ladbrokes Fan Zone. Your team, your game, handicap hurdle.
Brendan starts the race positively, holding Borbali in a solid position midfield.
Then towards the inside is Borbali, scanning back.
For an entire lap, Brendan and Borbali comfortably hold their position.
He just settled, he picked the fucking bridle up again now.
He's racing with that one as they go around the turn.
There's lots of horses travelling, but so are we.
As they approach the final turn into the home straight, Brendan makes his move with his sights set on the winning post.
Whether he gets home on this ground now, but he does try, doesn't he?
2 lengths away, Barley will go into the turn, racing in 5th. JBY is now in 6th.
Oh, he's still got a chance of being in the first 4 now. He's running a race, whatever happens again, isn't he? Go on, you little sod.
Staying on Barley.
He's in 4th,
and then Fear to Glory down towards the final 2 flights of hurdles, and Grey Dawning has taken the lead. He was not fluent at the second lap, but he's now got an advantage of 3 lengths over Storm Dennis, trying to rally on the near side, Fear to Glory. Over on the far side, the Bombalista and Barley is continuing to stay on. He's now taken second.
He's coming, he's
Grey
coming.
Dawning is at the final straight. His lead is now being diminished to a Barley on the inside. Grey Dawning is wandering. He's back to Barley. 100 yards to go.
Second.
Grey Dawning on the inside. Racing up to the toes. He raises the roof. The gamble is landed.
He deserved to win that little sod.
No, but well done, you.
He deserved to win that, the little fucker.
Who did, didn't he?
God. Poor Bally's just a lovely little 5-year-old who won 4 last year and just doesn't know when to stop trying, you know, and gave us a bit of excitement, you know, ran a blinder, so tough for them. Cheers, Bert. Good day. 2nd, a 3rd and a 4th. They've all run beyond their sort of odds and beyond what we thought today, so they've ran really well, which bodes well for going forward for the second half of the season now. Yeah, big day with a big breakaway tomorrow. Hopefully he seems in really good nick, so if he runs like these horses have, then he's got a big each way chance.
It's the following morning, with just a couple of hours before Joe travels to Chepstow for the Welsh Grand National. This year, the race has added significance as Coral, the event sponsor, have opted to name the race in memory of Kim.
It was a lovely touch from Coral to run it in her memory. Mum and Dad really appreciated that they were doing it. Welsh Nationals, we were lucky we had horses that it suits, and you know, we've been lucky enough to win them and be competitive in them, and hopefully we'll have our day in it again.
Very good friend of mine, Kim. Yeah, she's very sadly missed. We were very, very good friends, just full of fun. It would be lovely for the yard to win her sponsored race.
In today's race, the Welsh Grand National, Joe is running a horse called the Big Breakaway, and today he is accompanied to the racecourse by his father, Colin.
Yeah, he's massive. Go back a couple. Bid 3.
It's become a winnable race, you know, it's for big, strong, staying chasers. To win those type of races, you've got to be on your very best form on the day.
It's all about the big day, and everybody is trying to win those huge races. That's what it's all about. Go on, jog them on, jog. They're freezing their tits off, half of them. It's a Welsh National, and it's Coral Welsh National. It's always competitive. It's going to be a fair old slog, but hopefully it'll run well. Good luck, Joe. Top man, cheers.
Just before the race, Joe gives jockey Brendan one final piece of advice before giving him the leg up.
So don't be afraid to gallop him past the fucking first and get the old muscles warmed up, and then trot him round if you want to at the start. But it'll be worth it, because I think it'll fucking come alive at the straight the last time. Just be alive to him for being a Larry bastard.
Starters ready for them, the flags are raised. And they're off for the Coral Welsh Grand National of 2022, run in memory of Kim Gingell. And the big dog in the noseband down on the inner is prominent as they arrive at the first of 23 scheduled fences. The big dog and the two amigos and the Russos push the early pace along, with Joe Tizard's the big breakaway is alongside red cap on the far side as they turn down the back.
That's fine there, isn't it? He's given his ground away there, but he won't give nothing away down there. It's a straight line, isn't it?
And it's the two Amigos, and the big breakaway with the red cap is a close third as they freewheel into this next left-hander.
Yeah, you got to choose this morning where you wanted to be. Is theirs ideal, isn't it?
The two Amigos, runner-up in the race 12 months ago, with the big breakaway at his quarters. The big dog against the running rail, and fellow Irish raider Regina Draconis in the blue silks as they arrive at fence 8, the first of a line of 5 up the straight. It's the two Amigos in the maroon narrowly to the big breakaway on the near side. Cyclop made a juddering mistake there. Next fence brings them to the end of their first circuit in the Coral Welsh Grand National. The big breakaway, the noseband of the big dog on the inner. So they prepare to meet rising ground, and they make the run now towards the first of the fences in the back straight once again. And it's the two Amigos who leads the big breakaway and the noseband of the big dog. As the leaders press on towards fence 13, the two Amigos hopping over in front.
They're not guaranteed to fucking stay.
They're heading for the last mile in the Coral Welsh Grand National. It's the two Amigos from the big dog, the big breakaway with the red cap. They've got 5 more fences left to jump. The two Amigos with the big dog's nose-banded head just second. The big breakaway bustled up alongside him. The galloping bear in the raw blue has put his nose up into 4th. Trucker's Lodge poised on the inside. There's a big break then to Ask Me Earlier Musical Slave. Quick Wave has been pulling up. Fortescue is continuing to toil on, but it's the two Amigos on towards 5 out. Narrowly to the big dog who's coming up to have a crack at him under his Walter Burton. And they make their way now towards the last of the ditches. This is 4 out.
Go on, man. Go on, he's still got a fucking chance.
Heading now towards the second last. It's the two Amigos, very pluckily, more fluent there than the big dog who hit it halfway up.
Here he comes!
They've got 1 left to jump in the race now. It's the two Amigos, the big dog on the near side, the big breakaway snapping at the heels. The two Amigos, is this his date with destiny? The big breakaway is staying on powerfully. 100 yards to go. The two Amigos, head bowed low in grim determination. And this year, it's his turn. The two Amigos wins the Coral Welsh Grand National. The big breakaway is second.
Fucking second. Well done, Bert.
Well, Bert.
Park, he didn't do nothing wrong, did he?
Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong.
I'm hurting now, but it's already starting to sink in that he's ran his heart out and I'm chuffed with him, but it won't be until later on tonight that I can really sort of say, oh, he's ran a blinder and I'm chuffed to bits with him, but seconds nothing, you know. It's no, we're in like nobody remembers the second, so.
The most frustrating thing really is that the fact that, you know, we've got these horses ready to run, and obviously with cancellation of races, it's just frustrating.
It's a shame the horse is ready to run.
January is a long, hard month.
It does take its toll a bit.
There is a lot of pressure in racing. It can be tough.
We're in the height of the season and it's full on, and I expect every horse to run well, and if they don't, then I'm disappointed.